a 750-meter row.
150?
750. Or just a 3 will be fine. Or, I might as well amount, actually. Just mine. Or a 0.6 mile bike ride.
Oh,
Brave. Not inside. I'm a really good father. I can't. Hey, 7. Hey everyone, my name is Blake Castile and I'm the founder of Respect the Corners. It's a ministry out here in Kona, Hawaii that is using the avenue of CrossFit to transform people's life, not only in health, but also spiritually. And I had the joy of about 3.5 years ago realizing that the Lord wanted to do more through my life in the area of being able to connect with specifically men and walk with them and encourage them and fight for them. And I wasn't doing a good job at it in the area of just having coffee dates and listing off things that we could do better. And one day a friend of mine told me about CrossFit. I realized that I really loved athletics. I remembered that I really loved athletics, and it reignited something in me to want to get in better shape. And what I realized was that after just a couple weeks of doing it, that it could really be done communally. We would do these workouts, and then the workout would be 30 minutes, but then the 30 minutes after it, we were talking about Jesus, and we were talking about the areas in our lives that needed to grow, and we were talking about the aspects of the Lord that we wanted to encounter. We were even talking about how we could be better husbands, those of us that were husbands, how we could be better fathers, and we began to champion each other in the Word. We began to champion each other in prayer, and before we knew it, our community was becoming more on fire for Jesus. As we're here, we're stretching. We're actually gonna. I had an opportunity. I always have opportunities. Who has shared the gospel with somebody in the last week? I want to encourage all of us to pray over ourselves a radical love for Jesus, enough to overcome fear of man. Because we've got to be pushed into the desire for the gospel to go forward if it really has changed our lives so much. Yeah. I talked to my friend on the phone yesterday. He's an atheist, and he's about to have a little girl. He just got married not too long ago. And the Lord convicted me so much because he's one of my best friends in the world. Not necessarily one of my closest, but one of my best friends. And I had prayed for him every day for about 2 years. And in the last 6 months or so, I prayed for him about once a week. And the Lord really convicted my heart over my love for this guy that I haven't even been praying for him like I should. And then also just over the conviction of the Lord to really walk out a lifestyle of sharing the gospel, being bold, and really not allowing fear of man to come into our lives. And I want to challenge all of that in our lives right now. Not that we, Yeah, I just want to challenge that. I don't want to make anyone feel bad or anything like that, but this is something that if it really has changed our lives, may we share it more. I was even at the natural food store today, and it's a hippie commune basically, and nobody's going to be pumped about a lot of stuff Jesus, and at least here. And I was about to walk out, and this girl that was the teller, I just shared the love of God with her, love of Jesus with her, and she just looked at me kind of dumbfounded, but I knew I'd done the will of the Lord. I shared the gospel with her, and I walk out, and it's so important that we really walk this out. So we're going to pray that over our lives, that we'd actually be hungry to share the gospel like we were on our outreaches, that we'd actually do this stuff as an everyday thing, that it wouldn't be like a rare occurrence, and we wouldn't battle fear of man and those things. Is that cool?
Yeah, it's good.
Does that resonate with everybody?
That's so good.
Okay, if you don't think you have to share the gospel, then you're not reading the Bible right. So, anyways, it's important for us, and that's not meant to be heavy, it's just true. Okay, so you guys are praying. I can pray for you, and I will, but this is my life too. It's not like I do it every day, but I'm being challenged more and more. Over the course of time, the Lord really spoke it to me that I was meant to enter competitions. And over the last 2.5 years, I've entered every competition I could on this island. And we've gained so much influence on this island through these competitions. The very first competition, I was the only one from RTC that was in that competition. And the last competition we just had, we had 17 people enter it. The whole time we're living lives of humility and desiring people to encounter Jesus. And in the last year, we've held 3 competitions on our YWAM campus. The first one, there was 40 people involved in it, competing in it. The second one, there was about 50 people competing in it. And this last one, there's 65 people competing in this competition. And they're hearing the gospel every time, and they know what I stand for and what Respect the Corners stands for. And it's the good news of Jesus Christ. And every time we hold a competition, there's more people that come. And the Lord's given us this opportunity to do these workouts and hold these competitions around people that need Him. And it only is a matter of time before they all encounter Jesus. So with that, whatever our passion is, it has to put us in the vicinity of the lost. Whatever our passion is, it has to be just as much as being in the lives of the lost, has to give us an opportunity to encourage the body. We can't be frustrated with the body and just reach the lost, and we can't just shoot. Hey, so everyone, this is CrossFit Pohaku. This is one of the local gyms here in Kona. And as I was telling you the other day, all the opportunities that have arisen from this vision that the Lord's placed on several of us to use CrossFit as an avenue to reach the nations and also the islands of Hawaii. This is one of the gyms that we get to train at. We've made great friends with the coaches and the owner of this gym. We've become very close, and we've had the opportunity of really being able to share the gospel, pray for events here, and also see some people come to the Lord in this place. We just finished up a fun open workout, 17.3, and as you can see, we're all here together, cleaning up together. It builds such community, and it's such a fun opportunity for everyone to be a part of, and making great friends, not only with believers, but also the lost alike. The last 2 years, I'd been building a relationship for a man here on the island, and we'd be becoming friends, and he would talk to me about some spiritual stuff, but it was clear that he was very into the new age, and he and I would talk about Jesus, and we would talk about how amazing He was, but then he would also talk about Buddha to others, and how he thought maybe Hinduism would be this, or even just these different things that would be everything to everybody. And over the course of time, me just being diligent in who I know that Jesus said I am, and then also being true about the gospel. The last competition that we had about a month ago, this man gave his life to the Lord. He fully dedicated his life to Jesus Christ, the Son of God, crucified, resurrected from the dead, sitting at the right hand of the Father, and desiring all men to come unto Him. He gave his life to that Jesus. And so it took 2 years, but it was persistence in loving somebody that didn't have the same beliefs, didn't have the same mindsets, but desired something to radically fill his heart like Jesus. Okay. How about 2 of you ladies come right here on this rack? Yep, that's fine.
Blake, what's your favorite part of coaching?
Favorite part of coaching is when people finally get that they can actually do something they never thought they could. So whether it's muscle up on rings, even a rope climb, even a heavy back squat, or certain times in different workouts, it's so amazing to see people do something they never thought they could. And that's actually what got me into this, is realizing that I was doing things that I never imagined I could.
I would say probably like
Okay, so as you've gotten the bar, just done a few squats with that bar, let's start adding weight, building up to your 75%. If you don't know what your passion is, the Lord wants to show you. He wants to make it clear so that you can use something that you're good at or that you love and meet other people that love those same things and that are good at those same things and be a light in those lives. We're meant to be cities on a hill, shining bright for all to see and using our good works to glorify the Lord. And the Lord is about that in our lives and desires to use us as men and women to really impact the spheres of society. I want to be very clear with you all. The Lord has set opportunities in our paths for us to stumble across something like this RTC vision. What I thought I was just doing burpees in the garage, the Lord was instilling a dream in my heart to reach the nations. And it's true that he has given all of us something to accomplish on this earth. It's true that he is giving us desires to reach the lost. And so if there's anything that you've been dreaming about, if there's any passion that's been lying dormant in your heart, in your mind, if there's anything that you know that you've been meaning to do or you're called to do and you haven't done it, now is the time. It's time for you to stand up and walk out a destiny that the Lord has put in your heart and in your life, in your original design. And he said something about you and that you were meant to be. And maybe you haven't stepped into that yet, but it's not too late. I was 28 when I found this, when I stumbled across this vision of RTC. I'm now 32, and I've reached more people in the last 4 years than I ever thought I could, simply by saying, okay, I like this, Jesus. I want to use this for your glory. I want to reach the lost, and I want to encourage the body of Christ. And this is the same for you guys. The Lord has put something in you. So it's time for you to stand up, walk it out, and see what he can do with your simple obedience and the fruit that will come from your life. This, and that. I told you. What did I tell you? I told you. I was waiting for it. I'm just not good on camera, and are you gonna stay in here? You can't stay in here. You cannot. You can't stay in here, John Mark. John, you're wasting John Mark's time now. I know I'll be okay for a second, and then I won't think about it, and Jeff will be making a dumb face at me. It's hot in this room. It's really hot. Was that recorded? Oh, crap.